I know these are medical devices, but for what kind of surgery? I found this in a thrift store in Bern, Switzerland. I had no idea what it was used for, but seems to be surgery equipment. The shopkeeper had no idea either, but on the wooden box was written 1898. The price tag was $3,200. I didn't buy it. I just took a couple of pictures. Does anyone know what type of surgery these were used for? It's a 19th century trepanation kit. It was used to drill a hole or scrape into the human skull. Holes were drilled into a person who was behaving in what was considered an abnormal way, to let out what people believed were evil spirits. Sometimes the only way to get an epileptic to stop acting so strange was to drill a hole in his head to let the demons out. Trepanation has been in practice since ancient times, employed to cure everything from migraines to bad moods. The bone that was trepan was kept by the prehistoric people and may have been worn as a charm to keep evil spirits away. Evidence of trepanation has been found in prehistoric human remains from Neolithic times onward. What is this 8.5-inch long implement made of short lengths of rattan I found at a thrift store? It's held together with steel nails, copper wire, and no glue. No real wear marks anywhere other than where the wire rubs during rotation. Various suggestions for what the thing might be: a nondescript toy, a toy boat, an herb bundler, a fabric stretcher, and a cell phone stand. There are no language-like markings of any kind on it. Any ideas on what this is? It's a vintage bamboo raft, made in Jamaica in the 70s. It's a model of the bamboo raft one could ride down rivers in Jamaica as an excursion from a cruise. I have a similar model I bought on a trip in the mid-1970s. What is this metal wall pocket from an antique store in New England? I'm curious as to what this is, where it's from, or what it was used for originally. The words on the side say friendship, love, truth, and FLT at the top. It is either bronze or brass or other metal, and about 5 by 5 inches. I can't find it online. I need help identifying it. Any ideas? It's an antique match holder. The FLT and the chain are the symbols of the Odd Fellows, a fraternal group. The Independent Order of Odd Fellows was founded in 1819, so absolutely no older than that. At a flat-out guess simply based on the style of the design, I'd say this was from 1890 to 1900. What is this 3-inch circular object made of iron? I found this while metal detecting today around some 1940s trash dumps. It's made of iron and has a little design on the side. It also seems to have a patent date of 7/13/1926. What is this thing? It's an old tape measure. Patented as a tape reel by Adolf Langsner, a signer to Eugene Dietzgen Company of Chicago, Illinois on July 13, 1926. I knew exactly what it was as soon as I saw it. My dad had one when I was a kid in the 50s to 60s. It looks like it's just the case of a tape measure, and if you found it in the woods, it could be a Forster's tape. What is this rusted circular and dense metal object with gears I found near Hot Stuff and General Andrews Memorial on the mountain Fagradalsfjall on the Reykjanes Peninsula in Iceland? About 8 to 12 inches tall, and I didn't pick it up, so the weight is unknown, and there is no writing. The middle gray segment between the two metal pieces appears to be concrete. Below the concrete segment, some more gear-like edges are seen being attached by rusted metal wire. Does anybody know what this is? This is the propeller shaft and planetary gear for a Pratt & Whitney twin Wasp R1830 engine of the B-24. It's an American air-cooled radial aircraft engine. Production began in 1932, and it was widely used during the 1930s. It was selected as the power plant for both the 4-engine consolidated B-24 Liberator heavy bomber and the twin-engine Douglas DC-3 Transport, two of the most produced aircraft. The production run of 173,618 R-1830 examples makes it the most produced aviation engine in history. As for what appears to be concrete, I'm betting it's oxidized aluminum, possibly magnesium, but definitely a metal. What is this strange ceramic plate on the basement ceiling under the kitchen in a 103-year-old rental house? There's some sort of wiring that comes out of this odd plate, and the wires disappear into the ceiling behind a board. This is underneath the kitchen and not visible from above. It's in the corner of the basement with all the wire and pipe inlets and outlets, not too far from the newer electrical box. Also helpful might be the fact that this is a house with tons of knob and tube wiring. That was built in 1920 in the Midwest. Can't quite read what it says. Looks ceramic. Thanks for your help. It's a Western Electric Model 29B telephone lightning arrestor. This is a two-piece porcelain protector with a patent date of December 9, 1919. The line from the telephone pole would connect on the smaller porcelain, with the two fuses connecting it to the larger half of the protector. The brass protective cover is a back carbon protector to protect the telephone equipment inside the house. This is a relic of old-time telephone days gone by. Most of these were removed over the years and replaced with more modern replacements. I changed out hundreds of these over my 35 years and kept a few. We found these in a matching set of 4, and they are all a very soft and thin material. It's about 3 by 3 inches wide and beige tan in color. It has lace all around the edges, and one side has an opening that opens like flaps on both sides. The material is really light and textured like canvas, but thinner. We found it at my grandmother's house, and she used to play bridge all the time, so it might be something for that. What is this thing? It's a wine glass coaster from the 1960s. Simply slide the foot of the glass into the center slit in the coaster, and you have a built-in coaster catching condensation drips. The coaster stays attached to the glass, meaning if you go to a different room with your drink, you don't need to worry about drip marks on furniture. These also work as standard coasters. Simply turn it over, and you have a regular fabric coaster. What is this lever in front of the stairs in a house in the San Francisco Bay Area? When I pull on it I can hear some gears turning, but other than that nothing happens. Any ideas as to what this might be? It's a door release lever. You have to lean down on it to get leverage, but it will slowly swing the door open. These are fairly common in 19th century Victorian houses in San Francisco. Here is the illustration showing how the mechanism works. I found this at my grandparents', though no one is certain what it is. It's hollow, metal top and base. The top screws on and has a hole that connects through to the underside. There are guesses as to the age, maybe being Victorian, and it's seemingly handmade. The alloy is difficult to distinguish with the amount of dents and marks on it. I feel it's a combination of it having been well used and it being a softer metal. Any ideas? Please tell us in the comments. Many thanks in advance. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.